Good evening, everyone. I think we are almost kind of before tea, or I don't know, so we give some time for settling. But just to introduce myself, I head sports as a sector for KPMG. So many people will be wondering what is KPMG doing in sports when everybody knows us as chartered accountants and auditors. So we have a huge practice in about 50 countries. So that's what I also play football regularly, so I have a great passion for the game, and that's why we took it as a sector as well. So we have an esteemed panel, so I'm going to invite the panel here. We have Ramesh. Ramesh is the athletics coach. I think he needs no introduction, but he's athletics coach. He has gone to Olympics and represented us there. So welcome Ramesh to the stage. Thank you. We have Norman Isaac, who is the Secretary of Telangana Basketball Association. So welcome Norman to the stage. We have well-known footballer Victor Amalraj here. He has captained India. He has played in all the Bengal clubs. So welcome Victor Amalraj. He was here actually, so yeah. Yeah. Next we have Varun, who is the co-owner for Hyderabad FC, another well-known figure in Hyderabad. In fact, he made Hyderabad the champions in 21-22. So welcome to the panel, Varun. And I think we have Prasad Mangipudi. He is a veteran of the sports industry. And Prasad. So Prasad actually started the Premier Badminton League in India. So tremendous experience with respect to starting off a league, and he has a wide coverage on that side, so which will be covered as well. So with this esteemed panelists, I think thanks everyone for joining. So I just wanted to put the context that I think India is in a different league in sports right now with the recent 4x400 relay that we saw. Plus, we won the javelin. So that kind of catapulted with many things happening around hockey. We won the recent one. Football, we won against Qatar. So quite a bit of things happening in the sports side. And Telangana, I think, always has been associated with sports in a big way. So I'm from Bangalore. When I look at here, I see badminton taking in a big way, Hyderabad FC winning it. Cricket, and good thing that we don't have any cricketers here, so we can do a bit of cricket bashing as well here. So I think from that perspective, it is building up, but I just wanted to know that Telangana, there are significant investments done from other states in the sports side. If you look at Haryana, Orissa, Kerala, so some of them are doing significant. What can we do here is one area that we want to discuss from high performance. The second area that we want to discuss is, in India, only about 5% of people play active sports and fitness. And that is almost 20 to 25% in US, UK, and other geographies. So how do we bring that culture of sports in the grassroots level? So that is one more area that we can broadly discuss and give some thought to it. So we have all the disciplines, I think pretty much athletics, we have basketball, football, two of them, and then badminton as well. So I think we have a wide coverage. So I'll start with Ramesh sir. Ramesh, I think if you can give a perspective on the athletics side. This is athletics and field and track at an overall level. This is one area probably we have not done very well as a country. Maybe we skip medals. How do you see this going forward? This 4x400 was a kind of welcome thing for all of us. But how do you see this and from an India perspective, and you can give the Telangana perspective as well?
Yeah, so good to be here. So first of all, as you said, grassroots level for in Telangana, right? So one thing I would like to share is that it's a game-to-game challenge and demands are different, and state-to-state, though even in India, state-to-state demand and challenges, and according to the game challenges and demands are entirely different. So whenever you are dealing with the sport, so you have to see the geographical conditions, economical status, and talent available, right? As per track and field is concerned, if you speak about Telangana, we have a 3.8 crores population. Out of that, 60% population stays in rural, 45 lakhs is under 6 years, and 70 lakhs children are in the schools. Okay. So you should know the data, what younger population, what is the school population availability use, right? So according to that, you have to plan, because we have a 1 crore younger generation in Telangana. So to develop any state, you should have a strategy that 1 crore young people has to be engaged in the sport, so that out of some excel, then rest 2.8 crores of adults and senior citizens should be have a active for life. Okay. So this is how we have to plan when it comes back to the athletics, right? Because this is one sport in the world, 206 countries plays. Okay. And many sports you see, they don't play so many countries. Okay. So we have to see how much population is playing, okay, right? So, but luckily, after long 30-40 years of effort, straight away Neeraj Chopra has got into the gold and 4 into 400. And 4 into 400, we have been women for 5 consecutive times. We were in Asian Games, 2002, 2006, 10, 14, right? 18. Fortunately, 5 times I was the coaching staff member in India. Okay. So this is how we have to plan for any state and all. And the thing is that, right, India or anywhere, so after becoming a champion, everything will be given. So to become a champion, we are not giving anything. Okay. So we have to change our strategy. Okay. To champion बनने के बाद में champion बनने के लिए कुछ देना है. Okay. So that is what India's, and low cost infrastructure has to be provided, especially track and field. So I hope this is a small yes, and most thing is that every child should be given a choice to play, not by chance. Okay. So much population we say, how many are into the active life? Okay. That counts a lot. That also.
Thank you very much, Ramesh. I think I'll just move to Norman. Basketball, not a very, very popular game from an India perspective. I think people watch NBA as an, if they have to watch. How is the scene in basketball and what is being done, both from an India and Telangana? Is there a catchment? Is there a league? Something that you can throw light on?
Yeah, basketball has really picked up in Telangana for the last 5-6 years. Being a new state, after the bifurcation of Andhra and Telangana, we have lost sizable talent to Andhra also. So it has taken about 2-3 years for us to really come into the forefront. And Telangana team, I would like to say, our women team has been doing exceedingly well. We have been the national runner-up twice, losing to Railways, which of course is the best team because they have players picked up from different parts of the country. And at the 36 national games last year at Bhavnagar, Telangana team won 2 gold medals, which is a very rare thing because the support what we are getting should be much more. Okay. Like I was a product of the AP Sports Hostel in the 80s, and the glorious era what we had during the 80s and 90s. We had Mohammad Rizwan, who's right here. We had Hari Krishna Prasad. About 25 players from Andhra Pradesh represented the country. Telangana also has been doing well. 4 of our players have recently played for the country, and a boy by name Aryan Sharma has just been a winner of the gold medal yesterday evening when they won the Sabah qualifiers, and the team has qualified for the FIBA Asia Cup. We have been doing well, but the problem what we face is lack of coaches in the districts. Okay. Basketball is basically centered around the twin cities of Hyderabad and Secunderabad, and with the international schools and the gated communities which are now providing more facilities in the form of infrastructure, The need of the hour is we need to have qualified coaches. Teaching at the grassroots level is something different. Making a player, refine them, and make them fit for competitive level is where we are lacking. And hopefully, we are planning to have coaching, a trainer's course, calling in coaches from outside. And also we have a trainer by name Mr. Matic, who is the coach for the Indian team. So we look forward to giving more opportunities to coaches to enhance their skills and be able to produce players and teach the players where exactly they lack and how they should better their performances.
Okay. So we'll have to get Michael Jordan at some point to India, I suppose.
Yes, sure, why not?
Okay, good. So I just moving on to Victor. Victor, I think you have captained Indian football team. He has captained all the Bengal football clubs as well. So, and he has a complete view of how things have transformed over. I think I play football and I can see tremendous talent in India in football. But are we putting up the best of thing in the world to go to that? So your views on how can football compete with cricket in India, as good as cricket? Because people watch it, but do we feature in the top 10 teams or whatever? We are 90 now or something like that, 100 I think. So maybe get your views.
First of all, I thank Sportstar for inviting me. With regards to cricket and football in India, you cannot compare football. Cricket is very high here, and what you called, if you see whole world, football is more popular than cricket. So with regards to Indian, you was telling about Indian teams. Those days we had what you called football academies we had in cantonment areas, in Hyderabad, whole cities, and a lot of football culture was there. And for your information, in 50s, 60s, from Hyderabad, 9 footballers represented Olympics. Okay, so India participated in Olympics, 48 London Olympics, 52 Helsinki, 56 Melbourne, 60 Rome Olympics. In 56, we stood fourth place in Olympics. So those days the culture was there. Lots of what you call local leagues were there. Then grassroots football tournaments were in localities in different cantonment areas. The football culture was there. Now it's not there. Just now I met Telangana Football Secretary, Mr. Paul Guna was telling me, a lot of problem here, they don't have infrastructure, there is no sponsor. So football is not much popular in Telangana. But as a whole, if you go in Bengal or in Northeast, even if I go to any schools or college, you ask any boys, they'll tell, they're very fond of Messi, they're telling about Ronaldo, the Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, only they're just what you call in their mind. So football is a popular game, a very unfortunate year. Now football is not that popular, particularly in Telangana. Earlier we had a football culture, we have football tournaments, the football representatives in Olympics, in internationals were there. Now it's totally vanished, I can tell that. There's no football culture. And now my humble request to all the, especially the international schools, if they conduct any school tournaments, or any, then the football culture will be
bringing back the culture. Actually, I remember going for the World Cup and through Kerala. Kerala has a tremendous culture of football because everywhere you can see Messi, Ronaldo, and in fact more than Qatar you can see the spirit in Kerala and some Goa maybe, that's one thing. So I'll pick up with Varun because one way of bringing football up is through the ISL, which is almost now 10 years into it formation, and you made Hyderabad the champions in 21-22. Is ISL the way forward with respect to football? And do you see what else can be done as well? How do you enhance this league? Because a lot of leagues, so just get your views on it.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I think ISL is one of the medium. I wouldn't say that's the sort of only medium to which football will grow in India. While ISL could be like sort of a platform to put sort of existing footballers on the global map, I think there's got to be a heavy focus at the grassroots level. And I think all the existing clubs in the league, along with the All India Football Federation, even the league owners through Reliance Foundation, etc., have put in that emphasis at the grassroots level. And I think that's going to be the key because I think we discussed, even Victor sir was just mentioning that the players like Neymar, Messi, these are the names who the younger generation actually talks about. But we need a platform, and we need to ensure that some of the Indian players become a household name. And I think once right now there is, of course, Sunil Chetri is there, who represents Bengaluru FC. But I think we need more of Chetris. We just have one name who sort of a lot of Indian football fans associated with. But I think there's still a lot more to be done. And I think grassroots focus there is going to be the key, and that will take the effort of all the stakeholders involved.
Okay. Thank you, Varun. And moving on to Prasad. Prasad, there are two things. I think Gopichand has also joined. One is if you can give a perspective on the badminton scene. I think this is, you always relate Hyderabad and Telangana a lot with badminton, with what's happening here. If you can give that from a perspective. The second thing is PBL as a league, which was started and you had some experience there. So are leagues the way to bring forward games and sports as a general level? So maybe if you can cover both of those angles, it will be good. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Is it audible? Yeah, I think amongst all of the panelists, I'm the luckiest one because I'm in the sport which is like, you just had Mr. Arif Khan before me, and you had a Sindhu here, and you have Gopichand here, you have Pranay here. So that shows the domination of the sport, at least in this city. And I think we are to be not bragging, but I think if you talk about the Indian badminton story, it is largely a Telangana story. I think almost Indian national team, almost 80%, I think come from this city. So I think in the sense, I think if you have to talk from the Telangana point of view, I think Telangana will have tough time to maintain this dominance because now all other states will want to chip away to get their players. I think Gopi is here. I think he will know like almost every day he'll have at least 2-3 parents landing up. He's my child. He won district level last year. Please take him. So in that sense, he's in a good space. But I think, and also the Pranay is here today. Indian men are the world champs.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, like, in which other sport, mass sport, I think we are the world champs. Yeah. So in the sense, we are really the best right now. But how do we, I think, sustain from here and stay at the top and create, I think, one more thing I was discussing the fact, I think, this sport, I think, brought about 40 medals so far. Out of this 36 came from this state. I'm talking about the Olympics, World Championship, Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, World Tour titles, all those things. So that's, and coming to second point, the PBL is leagues like Varun will explain, I think, it's the gateway to lead to the national teams because the talent can come through, they get experience for the competition. I can tell you the experience of my own PBL. I think many Indian players actually got a chance to play what they told me is fearlessly. Okay. In a tournament, if you lose, you go away. But here, I think, you get 6 games to play. Yeah, okay. I think maybe next when you speak to Pranay, probably he can explain that, I think. Plus, it gives them the financial security, like, except for the top 3 who really get endorsements. For other players, I think, I remember someone saying, I think, by Jan 31st, we have some money in the account, so we are comfortable right now. So leagues, I think, also, I think leagues bring the heroes closer to you. Otherwise, you see them playing only abroad. But here, when you see them playing live, when you see Sindhu playing Marine, that's when you see heroes live, I think you get inspired. Like I remember just one night, I think in Chennai, one match got over at midnight, 11:45. There were almost 200 children waiting for Sindhu's autograph at midnight. Okay. So I think that's why I think, you need to really have your heroes play at home and experience their excitement. That's what the badminton could do through PBL.
Thank you, Prasad. So I've been requested to probably shorten the duration of the panel. So I just wanted to come back quickly for each of you, and maybe the audience can also learn. How do you get into sports in the first place? What motivated you? How did you come into sports? Each of us are in the sports business, so it will be good to get a quick storyline from each of you.
Want to say as a sportsman or a coach?
No, as a sportsman.
because I hail from Hanamkonda, which is a remote place, right? Because I didn't know about my family also don't have much sporting background, but my brothers and all, they used to play kabaddi and all.
Okay.
So when I was in 10th, my seniors from my street, they used to go for running and all. So just I used to follow them. After some time, they took me to the JNS stadium. So from there, I picked up. Then I could play junior nationals and universities and all. So that's how I come.
You got into it.
And my father used to encourage because my area was more of fighting and all. Because my father was very happy. He's there. He's not
Less of
involved in
fighting.
this. Yeah. So that's why I'm into the sport much.
Maybe you want to admit.
Yeah, it's been a long journey for me. Actually, I started playing with the Municipal Corporation of Hyderabad summer coaching camps, and it was way back in 1977 when we went to the YMCA. There was a legendary figure by name Mr. G.M. Sampath Kumar,
Okay.
who has really touched the lives of every basketball player, not only in Hyderabad, but also throughout the country, and he was known as the Ustad of basketball. So, having played under him, and along with my other coach, Mr. Gordej Irani, and seniors, along with Rizwan and all, it was really a pleasure and a passion to continue the game, and that has taken me forward here.
Thank you.
My whole family, my dad, my late brother John is international footballer, my late brother Harry, we all football family. And the area where we used to stay, we had everywhere football culture was there.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I don't play the sport, but yeah, I've always been passionate about sports, and I used to follow a lot of the English and the European football clubs, and I always wanted to start a small football club in India. I never thought I'll own an ISL team, but yeah, it's been I think every non-cricket sort of league or sport is tough. And but I think we've sort of come a long way as a franchise and done fairly well in the short tenure. And yeah, and hope we sort of win some more titles in the ISL.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, in my case, I think the sport, I think the culprit for it is are the organizers. As I mentioned to you, like I used to handle the advertising for Sportstar between 1993. That's when we actually got into sport. We used to visit the Hindu office every week and meet some of the sport. In fact, I met the entire Indian cricket team in '92 for a Sportstar with the posters autograph at the Park Sheraton.
Okay.
So, and then then I got lucky to be involved with the golf project in Delhi, the JP Greens. I was the marketing head for that. And I was involved for about 5 years with the ATP tournament in Chennai.
Okay.
So in 2013, I think when I said, okay, let's take the plunge and do something on ourselves. Yeah. Luckily, we got a funding, and then the PBL was, came our way. So
I think Prasad's case studies, he was doing extremely well in the corporate side, and he said, let me plunge into sports. So that's the way it happened for him. Even for me, Sportstar has been an inspiration. I always used to walk almost 3 kilometers to buy Sportstar in my school days, and the center spread. Specifically, I still have Gavaskar and Kapil Dev and some of the center spreads now, actually. So I think we'll wind up with one final question to each of you. If you were to build Telangana sports to the next level, both at high performance and to bring the culture of sports at grassroots level, grassroots will yield the high performance automatically. What would be? Would it be infra? Would be any thought as the number one priority that you think should be brought up? So maybe.
I said this sport to sport challenge and demands are different, right? So as per athletics is concerned, because 99% children come from rural and poor background, so you need to have a different strategy for that. Right now here I say that previously people used to speak public and private sector. Now I say people, public and private sector, right? Because we have been running with Gopichand's help, because there are some NGOs and all, they came forward to support. So in the rural areas, because a lot of talent is there in rural areas, because we farmer sportsmen, we started giving 15,000 or 20,000. Just we want them to just go and morning, evening you train. So that's how we, Bhupalpalli, Bhadrachalam and all. You believe it or not, out of that one Rajita girl we have brought. Now she used to just cut the wood and to sell in the village. So we got that girl from that center, and with the support, now she became 4x400 junior world 4th place. So the real talent lies in the villages. So now people, public privates, this is the way we have to go, and every child should be given a choice, not but a chance, because big volume down the line, if you have a big volume, from there the talent will come out. Just we are searching the talent in the cities, because real pearl and diamonds are lying in the deep in the sea and forest and jungles. So we started doing this with Gopichandanal, really 1200 children around Telangana, Andhra, and more than 50 unemployed coaches are doing. I hope within 3 years we can change the scene of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Already from our project, Y Jyoti, you might have seen World University and Asian Track and Field Gold, and 2 children have gone to the World Universities, and because of Gopichand's support, Dutichen, she stayed here more than 6 years. Now, Nandini from our own Telangana, she's been to the Asian Games, and 2 para athletes, Deepthi and Sham, they are into the Asian Games. In the coming days, I think you can see, and I appeal to everybody that you don't need to see the foreign or European systems, because what works for our country system, because Gopichand has proved. So better take good points from it and just modify it to your game and just apply. I think we can success. That's what.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need to have a proper sports policy in place, improve the infrastructure, get quality coaches. Since the IQ level of the players is very high nowadays, it is here we have to cash on, and every stakeholder, that is the sports administrators, the government, the coaches, the school administration, all these play a very vital role. So unless we have a unified and a combined approach in a positive way and take the game forward, definitely we should see a brighter future for Telangana in future.
I think it includes sports psychology, science, all of this coming together. Thank you very much.
With regards to sponsor, government should support, and sponsors, then only we can move forward.
Okay. So government support.
Yes, must.
Yeah, because in India, sports is a state subject from a way it is defined. So I think the local support. Yeah, thank you.
I think from football point of view, I think the ecosystem has to improve. Like in Hyderabad, what I've seen in the last couple of years since we've started HFC is that there is good infrastructure. Some of the schools have some really, really good turfs, and which aren't there in many other cities. And there are pockets where there are some good academies, but I think they're all doing things individually. But I think the entire ecosystem has to sort of improve, where there's also competition, because if you've got some good academies, there's no competition for them. And even for some of our youth teams, we usually send them to Bangalore or other cities where they can get some games. So I think everyone's sort of operating in silos. I think it'll be important, everyone get together so that the ecosystem improves. And I also think some of the states which are doing well have very competitive state leagues or district leagues. And I think that competition is really helping players come through.
Thank you. Prasad?
Yeah, Prasad, I think talking about the future sport in Telangana, I think there are 2 aspects. One is like if you're talking about the medal winning, they can have a little more very sharp focus, short-term approach where I think you choose 3 or 4 sports where you can, for example, apart from the badminton now, if you have boxing, you have Nikhil Zareen, maybe you take up the sport, get the coaches and work, I think. That will create a core group for that. Beyond that, if you want to create a sports culture in the state, I think, become an enabler. Just give example, I think sometime back I worked on a project called Mohalla Sports Academies. So I believe there are 565 sports grounds in the city alone, this city. So there was a proposal to convert them into sports academies. So I think here if the government come with a clear-cut policy and work at a clear, very focused, I think, PP model where they can bring in the corporates, neighborhood people, schools, everybody together and make them, I think, let the local community own those academies. So let these children play a sport on a serious basis regularly. This over a period of time by themselves bring the dividends. In the short term, yes, you can choose 3 or 4 sports like maybe a chess, badminton, boxing, maybe tennis because you are Sania Mirza here, and go with a complete in a whole hog on that sport.
Good points actually. I think many countries do this analysis of where does Olympic medal come from. and do the discipline analysis and come back and say, and then you go state-wise or where the talent lies. So something like that is one. Now with that, I think, thanks everyone for the wonderful insight. In fact, when this topic was given, I went to ChatGPT and asked the question, what should Telangana be doing? It gave me a set of things, but we have better experts than ChatGPT here to explain everything. Really appreciate all of your inputs and valuable inputs. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sportstar, as well. Thank you.
From federation representation to stakeholders in the private sporting spaces and franchisee systems, based in or representing Telangana, we have a holistic perspective on what the future can and should look like for the state. A thank you to all our guests for their insights in this panel. I request Mr. Prasad to hand over mementos as a token of our appreciation to our panelists.